So in today's video, me and my friend Blue will be discussing three claims that I've personally heard very often from atheists and agnostic friends of mine. Often these claims just insinuate that Christian monotheism is unfair or wrong in some sense, because it alienates other belief systems. But before starting, I'd like to note and point out that this video isn't made to mock these questions or misrepresent atheism and agnosticism. The goal here is to answer honestly as best as we can from the perspective of two Christians who love God and love people. So, Mr. Blue, tell the audience something about yourself.
I've been a Christian for about, has it been 3.5 years, something like that? Not like, I don't know, I've done a lot of research on stuff. I'm no teacher or nothing, but yeah, no, I'm just here to pursue truth, and hopefully, this can open up discussions later on.
Well, thanks. We can just get started.
Yep.
The first question, or the first claim is, so I'll give the claim and then I'll sort of give like a little bit of an example question. And the first claim is that it makes the most sense for it to be multiple paths. Like for example, like I've heard people say, oh well, I don't believe in religion, but I think the thing that makes the most sense is if all religions were correct, like everybody can get to God in their own way. So what do you think about that, the multiple paths claim?
Well, just given from all the different religions that are out there, like they all have their own truths, right? Like their own belief system and everything, and different ways of salvation. So if they were all correct, it would contradict each other. So it would that reasoning would just logically fail, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like let's say in like Islam, like you have to submit to Allah, right? And then like believe in stuff about the Quran, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But like the gist of it is like you believe in Allah, that He's the one true God, like whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I were to like, let's say I believe that, but like I submit to God, right, as a Christian.
Mm-hmm.
But then like, who is my God? Like I also believe in the triune God.
Mm-hmm.
In Islam, that's like blasphemy, right?
Yeah.
So making that claim wouldn't make any sense.
I see. With that though, like the idea that every religion could be true if, let's say, God allowed for people to come to Him in different ways. So like you can believe something that contradicts another religion, right? For example, you can believe in Islam, and then somebody can believe in Hinduism where there's more than one God, but the actual true God is sort of like overarching the whole thing. Like what do you think about that?
Well, I also would say that that's also wrong. I'm a Christian, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in the Bible, Jesus says, "I'm the way, the truth, and the life," right? So that He's not saying like, "Oh, it's all ball if you guys like," or "It's all good if you guys listen to other religions or like follow or abide by their rules or whatever."
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not saying that other religions don't have like equally as good lessons, right? Like, there's lots of things from Islam I could respect, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm just giving out that. However, like at the end of the day, it's like what God do you serve, right?
Mm-hmm.
And sadly, you can only have one God.
Even if there is an alleged overarching God or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And He sort of respects that you kind of tried religiously your best, right? Like, or the best that you knew how, right?
Yep.
Like the issue would be if none of them are true, right? Per se, because technically that's what you're saying, right? You're there's two issues. One of them is you're essentially making an exclusivity claim yourself, because you're saying all of the other religions are technically false, right?
Yeah.
And then the second one is also, if none of them are actually true in the way which they claim to be true, then it's not to disrespect any Muslims, but that a Muhammad in this case would be a liar, right? And Jesus in this case would be a liar, right? If that were true.
Yeah.
Because these people didn't perform the miracles that they claim they did, allegedly, you know what I mean? And so like that would be a big problem that you run into. All of these religious teachers, even though they teach good morality, a lot of them, you'd still fall into the question of, if they knew that they were lying, right? If they're aware that they were lying, then their teaching on morality is very questionable. It's kind of what C.S. Lewis says, why Jesus can't be a good moral teacher, because a good moral teacher doesn't claim to be God, right? It's either he was God or he wasn't. There's no real in between. The second question is the claim that it's wrong for a religion to be exclusive. What do you think about that? Like,
Uh, there's nothing wrong for religion to be exclusive. Like, if the claim is like other people can't join it, well then a religion like that, like that's not made for people. That's just like banned. Like you can't. That's like more cultic or whatever, right? Like,
mhm,
however, for a religion itself to be exclusive, as in like what they believe and everything,
yeah,
that's all good. Like you can have your own. Everyone has their own personal beliefs, right? Not to say that it's true or right, but like it's just is a reality.
I think even if it is exclusive, that's not like it's more of like an emotional reaction because
Yeah.
the real question at hand is whether it's true. Like a religion
Yeah.
could be false and include everybody, right?
Exactly, yeah, bro.
So
And then it's just like it wouldn't be any different from like just a philosophical concept. Like, yeah, it could be true, but it could also not be. Like, we don't know for certainty, right? Like, we don't know. I feel like the way they're arguing from is like, oh, it excludes people, so therefore those people are going to automatically like be damned to hell, right?
mhm,
But like, even in Christianity, like, no, they're not. Like, everyone pulls up in front of God on the day of judgment, right? I'm pretty sure
mhm,
Paul talks about it somewhere. It says in 2 Corinthians verse 5 and 10, "For we must all appear before the judgment seat of Christ, so that each one may be recompensed for his deeds
mhm.
in the body according to what he has done, whether good or bad." So like, it's not like you're gonna get chucked straight into hell if you don't like believe in Christianity. Like, you're still
Right.
gonna be judged in front of God, right? Like, he's not gonna. It's not like a garbage disposal where he just disposes of you.
I mean, at the end of the day, especially on this channel, I mean, I'm not, and I know you're not as well. We're not here to defend other religions necessarily, or like religion in general, right? Like,
Yeah.
we're here to defend Christianity, and as it pertains to Christianity, like, there is, it's not true that oh, because you weren't Christian, you're guaranteed to be cooked. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and now, it's important to make a distinction. I am not saying in any way, shape, or form that there is salvation outside of Jesus Christ. Even the salvation that someone may receive without explicitly being a Christian, right, would still come from Jesus Christ, right?
Yeah.
So it is true that only Christianity is true as a religion. What I am trying to say is, for example, say cavemen or something, right? Would they have been saved or not? Because they probably wouldn't have heard of the gospel, right? The God of the Bible judges based on the light that you've been shown, right? And so you're not going to be judged just like how I would be judged who has heard of the gospel. You're not going to be judged the same way if you've never had even a hint of the gospel professed in your life, right? Something called insurmountable ignorance. Question sort of assumes that you're done.
Yeah.
If you're, could a Muslim person go to heaven? Well, under the conditions that they didn't reject the gospel knowingly, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's possible, but Jesus Christ is going to be the author of the salvation either way, right? Even if someone is judged based on a different standard because they never heard of the gospel or something like that, right? Even in that case, it's still Jesus that is the judge, and he's still the one that is going to be the salvation for that person as well. And so I feel like the question has a false premise. I believe it's in the book of Hebrews. It outlines how the faithful were all they're all placing their faith in the promised seed of Eve, right? That you find in Genesis. I think Genesis 3:15. If I butchered the verse, then it's gonna be oral loss, but hey, it is what it is. I'm pretty sure it says in Genesis, after the fall of Adam and Eve, right, where God says that He's going to put an enmity between the seed of Eve and the serpent, right? And so people who believed in the seed of Eve or the Messiah, right, the Christ, those people were saved by placing their faith in the Christ to come. So now to the third question. Claiming that only your religion is true necessitates a certain level of arrogance. What do you think about that?
I can agree that Christians can be arrogant, right? Like, they'll like proudly say everything. They won't listen to any other side or any other reasoning. As Christians, like, we should like always like strive or pursuit for truth, right? Like, I think in Proverbs 23 verse 23 it says, "Buy truth and get understanding and wisdom and all that, right?
Mm.
So I'd say it's unchristian like to not listen to others and just like proclaiming what you may find true, right? Like, I believe Jesus Christ is true, but I'm willing to listen to an atheist or a Muslim who's trying to have a conversation with me, right? However, if you're like going up to people and you're just trying to be like I don't know, like annoying or whatever, I don't think that's helping anybody.
Even political Christianity, right? I see so much of that.
It's
where
terrible.
yeah, they're like there's just an ingrained idea in people's minds that, oh, just because I'm on the side of truth, or I'm Christian, right? That means
Yeah.
I can speak however I want to anyone else because they're the enemy, essentially, right?
Yeah.
And these people, they like, and I don't want to make it an us versus them thing as well here, but people with that mindset, they always tend to forget. They're like, sure, oh, this is the enemy, but they forget that Jesus actually says to love your enemy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, and he was speaking about people who were actually enemies to you and would actually cause you harm, right? And so how much
Oh
more?
yeah, like straight up, like back then they would kill, bro. Like today, all we have to like worry about is like people like causing tantrums or whatever, right? Like over political agendas.
But yeah, honestly, that's it's probably wraps for this video specifically.
Yeah.
Wait, matter of fact, let me end this recording.